My Gavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. I'm Eric Egaladirthan, the head of Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as the Woodland Realm. Let's knock that down a few, just because I did a few of something else. We continue on as the Woodland Realm. Many of you now will have seen the Gondor video, which was an hour and a half long, the Defense of Minas Tirith. Well, it was an hour of normal campaign footage and then half an hour of a Battle of Minas Tirith. But here we are today with Woodland Realm. Now, I appreciate that the feedback has been that many of you like the longer episodes. But the longer episodes are quite difficult to jump in and out of on a regular basis. I can play this game for hours on end in a single campaign when your mind is thinking about what you're going to do in this campaign, who you're going to fight, blah, blah, blah. But when you chop and change within days to another campaign the next day, another campaign the next day, it makes it very difficult to get back into it. To jump back on the horse, as they say. So doing hour-long episodes each week is totally unfeasible because you're a little retracted, whereas the 30-minute drop-ins are quite fun. Nice little invigorating. And I do like the hour-long ones when they are good fun. I suppose what I'm trying to say is that hour-long episodes are far more draining, far more time-consuming, and they will be one-off specials, only because I've got this week off, so.
Always happy
right, I'm going to do what someone said in the comments and try and sell Alge to the Kingdom of Dale. Make a demand. I would like money from you, please, but first of all, let me put what I'm going to put down on the table. Alge. How much money have you got? Meager. Oh, I can do a lot with meager. I can do an awful lot with meager. What about 3 grand? Nice and simple. Tell you what, we'll throw in some map information to seal the deal.
I do not
bastards.
Another proposition. We're happy to listen.
I don't want to chance it, really. I want them to have it, so... There we are.
I accept an honour and a pleasure.
Oh, wow, they're doing really well. They've totally cut the dwarves out. Now, they will lose that town, but hopefully the mere fact that they've held it for a second will spur them on to come and try and defend it, or, more likely, retake it. Fingers crossed, anyway. And then we can leave them to deal with Rune while we head south and deal with Mordor. Although, feedback from quite a few people is suggesting that perhaps the ring script is currently broken and will crash the game when the ring goes in Mount Doom. Now, of course, in version 0.52, I discovered that the volcano was causing the crashes. And the volcano animation was breaking the game. So I just commented it out of the campaign script file, tested it in my own game, and it worked, no problems. The game then worked, I could destroy the ring. But the feedback we're getting yet again is that once again the ring is crashing the game when it's destroyed. Which is again a massive annoyance, and something has happened in the files. I think it's my region name changing, which is unfortunately my fault, of course. But a necessary thing, the region name changing, in my opinion. So I'm not displeased that I've done it. So I've spoken about it in a previous video, but it's a modding related matter that won't mean very much to many of you. But I changed the region names. They no longer have hyphens; they have underscores. And I'm fairly certain that that has meant that some scripts have just had to be. One or two actually still had the wrong region name, and they were just outright fixed by Baron before he went again. And but a few of them, I think, despite now having the correct name, it's altered something about the script themselves. Perhaps maybe there's some formatting of the text in the documents that's causing the problem. I don't know. But we're going to have a look into it. But we won't have a look into it for version 1.1 because the ring is a minor feature. I know it might seem like a major feature because you can't actually defeat Mordor without destroying the ring. But oh, they successful again. But it actually happens very little. Very few people do actually destroy the ring. So if you had successfully destroyed the ring in version 1.01, then do please tell me. Because it could just be that it requires a great strain on the computer and older computers maybe are crashing and newer ones are having no trouble. Alright, as we've established, I'm almost 100% certain, oh, Rune got it, well done, that the Elven Alliance script will work if your ally loses their capital, but it won't work if you lose your capital. Because there requires a script in it where your capital is besieged. And so if you no longer own your capital, it cannot be besieged. The script cannot therefore progress. So maintain retain your capital cities. I could get stables and get some horse archers out, I suppose. We don't really need them though, do we? All that nervous, all that relevant. You're building. Erin Tholen can't build. Erin Runan's building. Dol Guldur have immediately taken that back, but as we might potentially, as we've hoped, Dale are heading south to reclaim it.
Follow me.
And what should we do with our army? Because I've just Captain Avgaz is heading up there. He's probably coming from Enethar. Yeah, look, they've taken Enethar. We can't let them have Buralj though. How much money are we making? We're making a considerable amount of money. So train those and
By the light of Elbereth.
bring an army out with you.
Elves.
So you can deal with Avgaz.
Yes, my lord. Elves. Yes. Onward, my lord. Elven warriors.
And this army head back to Buralj to retake it again. Or at least keep an eye on it until Dale retakes it. Are we losing money now? No, we're still making. I was doing all right. We're doing really well. So if you just wait and give yourself just a little bit of time to buy a little bit of stuff, then the campaign just flows. Flows. That just doesn't make sense, does it? This is harder than it looks. Talking at yourself. It's raining today. It's sadness. But then there's lovely crisp orange leaves in the garden at the moment that I can see. And the last time I saw such deep orange in leaves was my time in New Zealand, in a place called Arrowtown, just outside of Queenstown. And the entire hillside was bright orange. I've never seen anything like it. Interestingly, massive side note, but something I think is worth mentioning, that the town of Arrowtown had perhaps the nicest public toilets I have ever been in my entire life. The whole thing had like a slate motif to it, and it just felt like a really modern bathroom in a field. Well, it was in a park actually, but it was incredible, the toilet in Arrowtown. If you're wondering, I am of course talking about New Zealand. I talk about New Zealand an awful lot. It is now before I went to New Zealand, I always said I wanted to live in New Zealand. And it was always in jest. It was always just, oh, it looks really nice, I'd love to live there, blah, blah, blah. I always used to make a thing about it. Children will always latch onto something, and you always have to have a thing, don't you? A child always has to have something that defines them, because it's heaven forbid that you can't just get on with your life. You've got to have something that makes you stand out. And unfortunately, that's the way that all life is. But my thing was always that I knew loads about New Zealand, and I always wanted to live there, and lied to a few people and even said I had family that lived there. But then having actually now been there, my desire to move there has grown to an extreme level. I feel almost like there's another woman in my life, and it just happens to be another country. And fortunately, Little Blue Ferret Jess, she loved New Zealand just as much as I did, and we are fully looking to try and move there within the next 3 to 5 years. Complete our qualifications here in England, where it's easier, much easier, and then go. And I'm so hope that we do, because I just loved it. I can't. Each day I stare out the window and look at the trees and just think how they're not as good here. They're not as good. My body may be from England, but my heart now belongs to New Zealand. Anywho, enough of this poetic nonsense. Let's press on to Enethar, where we've got another captain. Oh, hello. Kamal's Shadow Rangers. How do they feel about being attacked on both sides? Oh, of course you run away, you cowards. Oh, you've got nothing. This is going to be a walk in the park. Now, the challenge with these, the fun from these overwhelming victories comes in trying to keep as many of your team alive. As many as possible. Now, you might be interested to know, what am I doing with my week off, I hear you ask? And I'll tell you what I'm doing. My desire to play Skyrim Special Edition when it came out was unbelievable. I am a massive fanboy of Skyrim. I absolutely love it. I have played, like, easily 15 different characters. I've got all the achievements bar like 2 or 3, because I start again so often that I've never got the level 51. I've never made it to level 50 because I always start again too soon. But so I really wanted to dive back in with Skyrim Special Edition. The stability that it's going to bring means better mods. The graphics are actually more improved now that I've been playing through it, but that's later in our tale. But I loaded it up when it came out on the day of release, and with virtually no mods out, of course, there were very, very few. It just felt like a slightly nicer looking game, and that is all it is. It is a slightly nicer looking version of the base game. But I was quite disappointed because I don't know why, but I did hope, and I did kind of stupidly expected there to be a few more mods. Bethesda has known for ages they were bringing this thing out, and they gave the creation kit to like 10 people. It's like, oh, come on. Why wouldn't you give the creation kit to... Why wouldn't you just release the creation kit early? Or I suppose because they have to have access to Skyrim Special Edition, don't they? But anyway, so only very few people, so there were very few mods. But I've been religiously watching Nexus and Bethesda.net, and I've already got a nice portfolio of about 40 mods installed. And because most mods you can plug and play and they'll work on a save game, I'm doing just that. I'm just playing the game through, enjoying myself as a Bosmer, which I always do, because unfortunately I only ever play as Bosmers or Imperials. And I'm just adding mods left, right and centre wherever I can find them. Also, I wanted a few mods so badly that, given the fact that I am the modding leader of Divide and Conquer, you might think that I know a little bit about mods, and I do know a little bit about file editing and whatnot, and it comes easier to me as I've had practice. So I decided, screw it, I'm going to learn how to get some of these older mods to work, because at the core, a lot of older mods will work. For example, if you're just replacing textures, the most basic form of modding, literally just, I want this sword now to be like blue instead of grey, for example. That's a really basic example. But textures will work in Skyrim Special Edition from the original game. So if you want to replace, for example, there's a mod, he's now actually amended it to Special Edition, but it's called Lean Wolf's Better Models. And it changes the... Oh, no, that's a mesh one, sorry. No, I'm thinking of a texture one. I don't know, but the point of the story is that any of the mods that just replaced existing gear, so if you want your like Dark Brotherhood gear to like be darker or a different color or even a different design but still the same mesh, any texture mod like that, they just work straight out the bat. You've got to do a little bit of unpackaging and copying and pasting and whatnot, and it's a bit of a hack, but they do work. So I did a little bit of I dallied in some modding of my own. And I got a few mods to work, particularly the Bosma armor set mod. I got that whole one to work. And the 4 different types of Bosma armor, and they look sweet. And but then the mods are catching up faster than I can even do it. So I stopped after about a couple of hours, because even now, we're 5 days after it's been released, or 4 days after it's been released, and there's already well over 300 mods on Bethesda.net, and that many, even more on Nexus. So the mods are really catching up, and loads of them are being ported. And the problem, though, that is coming is that a lot of people are porting older mods who didn't create the mod. They had nothing to do with the creation of the mod, and they're porting it from the old version of Skyrim into this new version of Skyrim without, in many cases, without permission, which is obviously not good. But a lot of them do have permission, but they're not testing them because the creation kit only came out on the 31st. A lot of these ported mods aren't actually guaranteed to work with SE, and people have just kind of copied them over, done like a minimal amount of testing and gone like, yeah, that'll work, and then put it up. So I've got quite a lot of mods that I'm tracking and waiting for more official releases rather than just like not John Doe, what would we say in England? John Smith. Rather than just like John Smith in his dungeon somewhere who's like, oh, I want that mod. Let's just like bash it into Skyrim SE and hope it works. But the mods really are catching up, and you can already easily mod the game quite substantially. The only thing that is really now that you'll really notice is not really present is there's hardly any locations that have been added yet. Like, there's virtually none. All of the location mods are pretty much just all player homes. So if you're into the player home market and you want 10 different personal player homes out in the wilderness, then you can download a lot of player home mods. But there's hardly any other standalone location mods. And additionally, there's virtually no quest mods, as you might expect. Skyrim Script Extender does not work with Skyrim Special Edition, and it is reasonably unlikely, I'm told from posts I've read around the internet, that SKSE will not be ported to Skyrim SE. Oh no, hold on, no, I'm thinking of Sky UI. So SKSE probably will, sorry, so we will get those more detailed quest mods in future. But Sky UI, they have almost categorically said they're not going to port it to SE. Now, I have got a rudimentary UI mod that I downloaded that lists everything in tables rather than in the default crappy listing thing. And that's certainly doing the job for me at the moment. I can't believe we won this whole battle with just arrows.
Behold how this is
But the moral of the story is there's quite a few sort of gameplay style mods that are out at the moment. 172 Henny Dow as usual. So there's the odd tree mod, there's the odd like armor replacing mod, but there's not very many new mods. So there aren't very many new armor sets, new weapons. There aren't very many new followers, new locations, new quests. But most of the mods are just gameplay mods, like merchants have more money, or map markers on the map, or the alternative start live another life, and things like that. But as I say, I mean, I've got about 40 odd already going, and as soon as I finish this, I'm going to dive straight back into my character. He's called Caervorn, if you're wondering what my latest Bosma character is called. And if you're wondering what Caervorn means in Sindarin, well, Vorn means black, and Caer means keen. So, well, like, sight, sorry. Which one is it? Ken Lig means keen sight, but it's sight keen, so it's sight. So his name means black sight.
Assail them!
But I must confess that I didn't name him with the intention of it being black sight. I just named him something that I thought sounded good, and then afterwards realised that I'd used two Sindarin words perfectly blended together, which was a happy accident, but it certainly made me laugh. Now I can get those generals out. And, those generals, we'll take those units and we'll get them out. Where did that Misty Mountains army go? They defeated it, so it's either run back to the Misty Mountains or it's in the trees. I don't like having skilled units at home, so we'll retrain those and get them into the front line. We'll do it on the next turn. And turn again. So that's what I've done with my days off so far. I mean, I'm playing Doom 2016 as well. That's a good laugh. I'm playing Battlefield, but I'm terrible at it. I mean, I played COD way back in the day. Modern Warfare, in fact. The one that's just come out remastered. That was my first real foray into Call of Duty. And that was back in the day when I was a wee lad. Coming home from school each day, sit down on computer. Although I didn't have a computer then, it was Xbox. And I'd play COD like all children would for like a good 4 hours. And I'd have peaks and troughs. Some days I'd be outrageously good, getting like 40 kills, dying twice. I mean, that was about the best I ever got. But that would be really like once a month. My standard was a 1-to-1 kill-death ratio, which isn't too bad, I suppose. But I've been out of these FPSs so long that on Battlefield I die all the time. All the time. But I like the World War I setting an awful lot, and I also just like the game a lot. It looks so good on this computer. Sing the praises of this PC non-stop, but it's worth singing, so... Right, Dale did not seem to be able to take Buralge. I want them to actually own it, so I might, once we've taken Enethau, we'll leave someone there, then we'll cut back over and take Buralge, then sell it to Dale properly in an attempt for them to actually hold it, the daft buggers. And that will give them some more push against Rune, who have probably already claimed... Oh no, Darwinian are in there, aren't they? I wonder if Darwinian's doing well or if they've fallen yet. I don't know. But once we've taken Enethau, then the Central Forest, they'll be coming up in Austin Gyle, so at least we have them pinned.
By the light of Elbereth, scatter them.
Have to wait a turn before we can go there. Oh, can I not merge you? Where's that unit that... There were 14 and something archers. Oh no,
Elven warriors.
I think they've already merged. Must have done. I don't know. Maybe they died.
Yes, my lord.
But, end the turn again. I'm really keen to get back into Skyrim. At first I did think that the visual changes were actually you barely noticed them. But as I'm actually now playing through more, I've played, I don't know, probably about 5 or 6 hours, and you start to realise that actually they do make quite a substantial difference. If you've played the original ones a lot and you remember like almost verbatim what the game looks like, that doesn't really make sense. But if you know what I mean, like if you've got almost a mental image of what the game was, then after a while, you can start to appreciate actually that there is quite a significant change here. And I personally think I can notice a change. At first I didn't. I thought it was all very underwhelming, but I based all of that on the initial tutorial, the Helgen mission, the very first thing that you do from the cart out to getting to Riverwood. But I didn't get beyond the point where you leave the dungeon of Helgen because I didn't feel like anything had changed, and that's certainly accurate when you come to dungeons. The changes are only really felt when you're out in the world and you've got the sun streaming in and you've got like the fog and the haze that the game has added. Once you get all of that
Take it for the elves.
outside, you can really feel it. But in dungeons, in houses, player characters, NPCs, none of them have changed, and they might as well just be the basic game. Right, here we go. We're going to attack somewhere and talk about something other than Skyrim.
Wipe the blight from this land.
When we win, of course. So, you can notice a difference, and you can appreciate a difference if you go out into the world of Tamriel, to Skyrim, and you just roam the lands. There is that difference. But I was a little disappointed to see that NPCs have barely been changed. They haven't been changed. They are the same crappy models that they were before. So one of the key things I'm waiting for is a character overhaul to just make them look nice, because at the minute they just look terrible. On the original Skyrim, I had something called Wind Song, character creation overhaul, and it changed how everyone looked. And I remember thinking back then that this doesn't look any different. These characters are just the same as the vanilla game. But now that I'm playing essentially the vanilla game, I realise that the character creation overhaul actually changed a lot. A hell of a lot. And they look phenomenally... the change is phenomenal, sorry, to the Wind Song creation from the original Skyrim. So I'm hoping that something like that gets ported or created for this one. I'm also very eager just to see new mods. I mean, I've got my Skyrim mod build list from my old game, and I'm waiting. Like, I've got ticked off the ones I've already got in the new game, and I'm waiting to see what will come from that.
The battering ram has done its work.
But I'm really looking forward to just brand new mods. There's going to be the potential for new mods is outrageous, so they're bound to come. And I look forward to their arrival. Move up still further. And fire when you're ready. Good shooting. Warg Marauders. Marauders? That's not a word. It is a word. Said very strangely. Right, but they're grouping up near the gate. So as usual, we'll just wait until we run out of arrows and then we'll charge in. Although you can go and get involved, I suppose.
Our men have slain the enemy general.
Oh wow, the enemy general's already
Without him,
died.
his troops will lose their will to fight.
In we go, lads. For king and country! We've almost killed 50% of them, but we've still got arrows left.
Our soldiers have proved their worth today. The enemy's walls belong to us now.
But the walls just said they belong to us. They're still shooting at me. Ah, look how good they
If
look.
we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Tawar Arainur. I know that sounds like a
Only
mouthful,
half
but
the enemy force remains.
it means what it says. Oh, that means nothing, so you don't let me speak it, do you? I tell you what, I'll give you a big old thumbs up. Oh no, it tells you in the description, doesn't it? Sorry, I was going to see if you'll get your Sindarian skills to the test, see who could tell me what Tawara Rainiora means. But I'll tell you because you can check the description anyway. And it means Forest High Elders. In we go, lads. We've lost a few, but we were always going to lose some. But then I always look at the bright side of losing units, and I just think, we're going to get more money now. We've still got a few archers left. Hopefully they can shoot. Yeah, no, they're firing. Doing this silly arcing shot though. No way to stop that. They've got to fire into the town itself. Alright, cease and desist.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Press onward, my brothers. Go, my sisters, in the Emperor's name!
Our men are in command of the city.
Good. I really like their shields. Simple, yet
This
very
is
effective.
a clear victory.
Oh, he's very bloody. What the hell did you do? Put your hands inside someone? Jesus. He's just ripping out hearts. He's blood fury. He's seeing orcs and he's smashing their skulls together. It's Thranduil's Realm's equivalent of the Doom guy, apparently. And who do we think got the most kills? Ah, the Hinny Dower. No surprise there. Eyes of the Forest. Ruthless. They get so many kills. So many kills. That's why it's worth keeping Legolas alive, I tell myself. But Legolas is just accident prone. It's not my fault.
We must defend these lands.
Right, we've taken
Guard this
Enethar.
area.
Repair your wall, please. And build... Well, you can, so get some grain exchange. What have we got behind us? Afghaz. Oh, you weren't really a threat, were you? I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll leave behind the general. We'll leave behind those units there. And you can have the spearmen. And the rest of us, we're off to Buralv.
Stay in the tree. Come, my brothers.
Build us some towers while you can.
Over here,
They might besiege you, but you'll win.
By the light of Elbereth.
Don't worry too much.
Like the wind. Elves.
What are you
My
feeling
lord.
about map information, my enemy of mine?
But do not expect much.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello! They want a ceasefire.
We have no your time.
Oh my Christ. Why do you want a ceasefire? Look how much you own. You've taken that town. Oh, wow. Dol Guldur are doing really well. They've taken Anduin and Dorwinion and there's just no threat to them. They're even in the Scorched Plains. Dorthalu. Goodness gracious. Rawberg, and they've made it all the way up to, what's that one called? Remind me. Oh, I can't remember. It begins with a T, doesn't it? No, Ilanin. That's the one with the port I need to make even wider, that I didn't make it wide enough. Right, so we've gone to peace with Dol Guldur, which is interesting. We're making a good amount of money. It's a bad decision on their part, because peace just gives us the ability to prepare
Sire.
substantial armies.
Over here, elves. We will elves.
Is there any forts around here we could go and have? No. That's the nearest fort, and we'd have to go to war with them again to get that.
At ease.
Right, you head over there then, and
Come, my brothers.
you head out over there.
Stay alert.
Alright, well, we'll end the turn. They'll attack us. They will attack us. They always do that. They get peace, and they immediately break it. From one turn to another, their situation changes, and they suddenly think, oh, yeah, no, we really need that town now. Let's dive in and take that. Nightmarish. The lore video that you will be receiving this week is the final part of the Battles of the Third Age, and the three that I shall cover in said video are as follows. The Battle of Bywater. The hobbits rise up to defend the Shire against Sharky Saruman and his ruffians. And I shall also do the Battle of Dale, which is I think also known as the Siege of Erebor, but I'm pretty sure the Battle of Dale is its real name. And that's the northern battle in the end of the War of the Ring. And finally, we should also just touch upon any differences in the Battle of Isengard, or the Siege of Isengard, by the Ents. But I don't think there'll be too much different. Where should we send these to? Go to Adrian von Ziegler for now. Dol Guldur have used the opportunity for this ceasefire to run rampant. Their troops have just appeared out of nowhere all around our land.
Elves. Is that what you want?
So, owing to their stupidity and our superiority, I feel we're just going to re-attack them straight away, to be honest. It looks like they're doing exactly what I was going to do, and they're preparing their troops to move up against... Either they're moving up against Dale, which you can't have, or they are just positioning to hit us. Or they're moving on Anduin, actually. I could really do with them taking that one so that I can take it. And then I get the whole of the forest. But we'll go to war immediately.
Scatter them. We protect the elven
I gave them
lands.
peace. I didn't give them free rights to roam through my lands.
Fight
And I
to
shall
the
exact
end.
my powers here. This man is going to fall. Numerous arrows are going to pierce this orc's body. Although we've taken Legolas away. Lay down the barrage! Oh, don't be fire arrowing. Come now. Just keep firing, just keep firing. Uruk Bodyguard. Uruk Bodyguard are quite a bland looking unit, really. I've never been that pleased with them. They just look like a big mesh of grey. I mean, can you even tell that they hold shields? Like, barely. They just look like part of their arm. They're charging
Only
head on
half the enemy force remains.
into our archers. Stand ready. Aim. Ha! Oh, you missed. Next. Stand ready. Aim. Fire! Oh, you missed as well. How are we diddling? There's 16 of them left. No, no. No, there are 9 of them left. 2 Dark Numenorians. Traitors! Surging the orcs on in this time. If we die with honor. There is no honor to be had left for you,
Behold how our
Dark Numenorians.
cowardly foe
Don't let him run
runs.
away. Get him.
It's time to press the attack.
Come on. Ah, he's gonna get away, isn't he? Not if we can help it. Hope we just have to hope we've got enough room still. Come on, you're faster than orcs. You're faster than orcs. No! No, 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 no. Shoot him! Shoot him! Shoot him! Shoot! Shoot! Shoot!
Be awed by the victory we
slow
have won
buggers.
here today.
38th roundel. I'm going to have some toast after this. It's 1:20 in the afternoon. 13:20. And I'm going to have some toast. A little bit of butter. A little bit of pepper.
We've
Delicious.
defeated their wretched armies.
We've defeated their wretched armies.
Come,
Ah,
brothers.
Legolas, I've sent you out on your own.
Over here, elves.
That was a mistake.
Orders completed.
Ooh, what can you retrain? You can get a town guard out here in Runen. What's our level like? Oh, wow, really, Elven. Yeah, go on then. I will take that opportunity. End the turn. Let's see what they do. I can't believe Dol Guldur are doing this well. I've never seen them push that hard into Dol Guldur. They're keeping Dale on the other side of the river, so Dale aren't even bothering to cross the river. Things are going to go ill for the forces of good if Dol Guldur keep up this strength. The armies of Dol Guldur have all just disappeared, so they're either heading south to reclaim, fight against us again, or they are
Set up
waiting
an
in ambush.
Come, my brothers. Stay in the trees.
We will need that one.
Sire,
Over here,
elves. Like the wind.
Go back to Barrage.
Yes, my lord.
Barrage.
Yes.
And then we will sell it back to Dale, as I say. But what we'll do is we'll hold it. We'll sell it to Dale, but then we will defend it. And wait till Dale can actually send troops down here. I don't really want any of those buildings, to be honest. I just want financial buildings. I think that gives me 30 gold. But again, nothing really. You get 5 gold from a vineyard. That's building already. Ah, Enethal, you can get me something. How elven are you? Elven enough? Get some farming in there. Continue our expansion. The slower methodical method is easier, but I liked the kind of touch and go, the flying by the seat of our pants kind of nature of the last campaign. Every battle was a battle for outright survival. You know, this time that I don't feel that as much. It's nice though, because this time it's a bit more role-playing. So I suppose there's that. Last time it was every battle really meant something. Every single engagement was climactic in one way or another. This time it's more of a role-playing thing, whereby we're fighting any orcs that dare come under our trees.
This turn of events.
So I suppose there's that side to it. But right, elves. Fire fast, fire swiftly, fire a lot. Every arrow needs to be a kill. No qualms with running you away either, actually.
We meet them at last.
Oh, perfect timing. Run away. Why have they not sent the...
Be quick.
Keep going, keep going.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Killed half of them. I'm doing that which I hate the most, skirmishing non-stop. Oh, I've run into the corner. Didn't notice that. Over we go. Oh, why did they form up like that? Just run there. Just everybody move there. A lot of people have a lot of negative reviews for games like Rome Total War 2 and Empire Total War, but at least the units don't run in stupid, weird, backward style formations. Oh, and just change exactly how I had you standing, you know. Just stand how you want to stand, lads. No! We lost a man! They got him and they took him down. Jammy gets. Away we go again. Up to the next hill. Get a few shots off. This is like the archer version of the cavalry hit and run. Just can't get too cocky. Although if you're gonna just stand still in front of me, then you're just begging to die. This isn't a battle anymore. It's target practice.
Pursue and run them down.
The general's gone. Oh, one man left. One man left. Oh, I wanted it to go slowly.
Vanquished.
Gonna see who got him.
Let all who remember this day remember it as the day of our most glorious victory.
Let us all remember Tarkalion gave his life today, needlessly.
Our lands will be safe once more.
It was a good victory. Good victory. And the rest of them can't get near him. And now he's safe with his father. And we'll press on to Buralge. The Ents march on Isengard. Legolas. It's turn 37 this time, the Ents are marching. So I do think it is just that the Isengard are building the lumber camp quicker.
Follow me.
Or maybe the lumber camp requirement to be post-barracks event has been taken away.
Scatter them.
Was it ever post-barracks event? I don't think it was. Actually, thinking about it. Can we only get one free upkeep here? Yeah. It's a long time till that's upgraded. Oh, there they are. They've reared their heads.
Have a taste of my blade.
What's this guy on?
Your orders.
Untrustworthy foe, what lies? And for goodbye.
Without.
I'm gonna stick
He's an actual general. Oh, hello. We can get another bodyguard unit. Yeah, go on then. I'll take 2 units of those as well. Don't want them taking our capital like last time.
Emissary to open negotiations, my friend.
That dwarf looks like he's trying to bribe our town again. Dwarves have so much money and nothing to do with it, so they spend all day just trying to bribe you. So just leave me alone. Leave me alone! I didn't steal your captain and your milk, Mrs. Peppermint. Just leave me alone! I knew I'd recognise why I said that. It's the gentleman, the Comic-Con guy. Satan's pretty cool. Although he is an actor, for those of you who have seen it and think that maybe he is just an outright mad nerd guy. He is not. He is a character actor. And of course, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then where have you been? There's very few internet happenings that I'm actually a party to. One of those such internet happenings is the phrase "Notice me, senpai," which I had no idea what that meant, and someone actually wrote that in a comment, and I replied to it as assuming it was just them doing like the standard, like, "Oh, please reply to my comment," and I did. I took putty on said fellow, sorry, I haven't told you who he is because I can't remember his name. So said doesn't work in that sentence. But anyway, and I had no idea that was some sort of internet meme thing. I don't know. I just don't keep up with it all. I don't even have like much social media intervention either. How am I going to defend this actually? What should we do here? They're attacking us. So we can use our yeah, we'll just defend. That's a bit of obvious. Just defend, Jesus. Now the problem with these elven villages is they still have the map style or the map layout of the standard base game's villages, but they haven't got enough buildings to fill the gaps. So even though this street actually has buildings lining both sides, you can't see them. So all you get is a cannot move here arrow and a blank space where nothing is. And it's really annoying. Why Leo thought it was a good idea. I mean, Leo's work is outstanding, and how dare I question the master. But there are some design decisions, and I just think, why have you done that? Like, have you cut corners to make this, or was it like really genuinely on purpose? Anyway, there we are. But I don't use Twitter. I don't have a Twitter account, and I barely use Facebook, to be honest. I use it just because it's useful to make events with large groups of people that you know. But I don't use it really for anything else. I don't have Instagram. I only have 4 contacts in my Snapchat. I don't pride myself on anything, on being like a non-social media kind of person. And people that are like knee-jerk, I don't use social media. I just think, like, find something else to be your thing. Like, no one cares. Social media is just nothing. Just like, I don't care if you don't use social media. Don't champion it around like it makes you the savior of mankind. Everyone knows someone like that, and they're like, eventually it becomes like, at the start they may have just never have got onto Facebook. Like, I had a guy at our school. In the beginning, he just never went on Facebook. He just had no need to. He lived really close to his closest friends, and he was always the kind of person who would only have 1 or 2 friends. And so he had no need to go on Facebook, which is fair enough. But then, as he grew older, and everyone, as I say, has to have a thing, it became his thing. So he would staunchly defend his reasoning as to why he didn't use Facebook. Whereas the real reason was he just didn't need to when he was younger, and so he didn't when he was older. But now it became like a characteristic of his person. And I just think it's silly. But then I am no longer a child, so I can't judge what the children do. But the moral of the story, a phrase used a lot as I speak often tangential, is that I don't really have anything on social media. So most of the memes and most of the big like YouTube viral stuff I just don't see, and I come across it ages. I come across it ages. I come across it afterwards, a long time afterwards. I need to have a shower as well. I feel particularly groggy this morning. Cleansing waves.
The enemy general. Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
In the deep, dark mist of central Mirkwood. Oh, look at that gloomy sky. The sun desperately trying to break through the gloom of Mirkwood. And here on the old forest road, we do battle with the forces of Mordor. And by extension, their puppet state, Dol Guldur. Their general has fallen. The numbers favour us still. But it won't be long until the armor-piercing strength of the Maulers basically wins. Our archers have got to be a bit more clinical, but at the moment they don't seem to be doing too much. But then is that the mist?
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Oh no, they just weren't shooting at the right target yet. 20% plays 15%. Oh, they're doing arcing shots. Why are they doing arcing shots? They're the perfect line of sight. aren't we doing very well with our shots, though? I think it must be the fog. It must, the snowstorm that's currently raging must be very detrimental to your accuracy. It's very even at the moment. Shoot into those orc maulers, our defences there are falling, and the archers, we're not, well, not too bothered about the archers.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Need to assist our defenders. Our general is taking damage. Our captain. There he is. He's safe at the moment. Ah, the enemy has run out of arrows. They've taken a few of us down, though. I will give them that. But the arrows of the fallen are distributed amongst the living, so they fire. They will. You'll get the same number of arrows off. How are we doing on the other side? There's 102 maulers left. There are 90 spearmen. This side,
Only
the
half
archers are going to have to
enemy
get into
force
melee.
remains. We've lost half of our men.
As the mist clears and the bodies begin to show, the thoughts of the elves turn only to woe. Sight of their dead brothers and sisters among the floor, defending the forest we know and love. Even the shock attack of the archers
Our enemy has command of the city.
does nothing. Who has command of the city? They've got 3 people in it. Come off it. They're pulling out anyway. They're pulling out. They'll lose it in a second. Go on, attack me.
Our
There
foe
we are.
has lost control of the city.
Just wait for that one guy to get out of the box of the flags. There's the Mirkwood flag. You're welcome. Oh, they've won. If our general survives this, he is almost certainly going to be promoted to...
The enemy
Ah,
leaves the
yes!
field.
Capture as many as you can,
Pursue
capture as
and
many as you
run
can. If he doesn't get man of the hour, then I don't know. Then it's a travesty. It's a sin. There we are, we're not going to catch any more.
This is a
203
clear
of our men lost their lives. Ed and Austin. But Captain Agher lost 751 of his command. 315 kills by the Woodland Scouts. No surprises there, though, they archers. Execute them all.
We must defend these lands.
Oh, they are going for our capital. Look, they've just curled round. Damn it. Be gone! Dawn and Austin. Dawn and Austin, age 27. No. Oh, that's Kamal, the Easterling. Thranduil's also got a bladesmith, and we can afford it. Anduin! What on earth has happened here? How have the Anduin faltered? Who's taken... Eagles, lend me your ears. Good Christ, they really have faltered. Shibblestones, the Misty Mountains are on a rampage. Khazad-dûm haven't even taken the western side yet. 38 turns in, Balin. What the hell are you doing? Oh, Dol Guldur have so much. But at least the dwarves are stepping up, actually. The dwarves are coming over and saving Anduin, which is very good. Oh, look, there is indeed the king. Dane himself is on his way to his own halls. Or named after a different Dane, but... There we are. All right, well. The Anduin really are in this... It's not going well. Let's just say that. Kamul is coming up here, though, which is interesting. Now, interestingly, because of the way that the game does generals and factionaires and leaders and stuff, if Kamul dies, when he regens 15 turns later, he will no longer be your faction leader. And there's no way around that, I'm afraid, without killing off your entire family tree at the point that Kamul returns, and then therefore making him the leader. There's no way to do it. So, unfortunately, if he dies, someone else takes command and they're just then your leader. Of course, he can easily be adopted back into the family tree by winning a good battle. And and your Teutonic family, your Teutonic tree anyway, so any general can technically become the king. And so you can get him back, but it would just take a long time. Just hope that people might be aware of that. Some people may not be aware of that, and it might come as something of a shock, and then it'll be another moaning comment. There's a very thin, fine line between a comment reporting a bug and a comment that is either just entitled or moaning. And now by entitled, what I mean is some people treat the mod like it is their right to play the mod how they want. And they think that some of the things that you have done are a slight against their very person. Obviously, they don't really think that. But the writing with the way that they use to moan about something sounds like you've gone against their wishes. Whoever this amazing person is. And those are the comments that I really detest. Comments that are just moaning about a feature, I tend to just ignore. And comments that are genuinely asking for help, I tend to try and help. But I do often not repeat myself. So if I've answered a question before, I kind of just leave it up to the community to then reply on my behalf. Because otherwise I'm replying to about 1 million comments per day. No exaggeration. 1 million comments per day. I don't know what to do if you're wondering why we're just stalling. There's a lot of Dol Guldur forces here, and I think possibly too many for Thranduil to take on if we try and besiege Alj. Given also as well that Camul has quite a sizable army, and him coming up from the south. In the west, though, we've not really got any armies that I can see, and the army that's going to go for our capital will not survive. They'll die. So that's not a threat at the moment. I'm not going to underestimate the Elven defenders this time. Or overestimate them, sorry. So, I'm tempted to attack these three that are in front of me and get rid of all of them. Because they'll all join together and fight, and they'll all die, because they're all arrow fodder. And that will at least weaken us. I mean, Camul is a challenge. He's a real challenge. And neither of our 2 units can place stakes, and neither can Woodland Scouts. Because they are only scouts. So, let's attack the middle one. Yeah, they are going to all fight. Let's kill all these off with minimal casualties, and then we'll go from there. Well, that'll probably conclude the episode, actually, so I can worry about it next week. Put it out of my mind for now. For now. Northern Ireland. Start deployment. Okay. Swiftly take down the unit that's facing us, and then we'll deal with the others.
The enemy are bringing in reinforcements.
Can you fire? Yeah, sort of. Ah, good. You've laid the bait, you've shot them once, they've taken it, and here they come, and they'll all die. How many does the army that we attacked have? Just 1 unit. Where's the army that has 2
enemy
units?
force remains.
Coming in from the right. Our right. And coming in from our left, the game's right, is a single battalion. And they're going to arrive at about almost at identical times. But all of these will be dead by the time they get here. So that's...
The enemy army flees the field. Pursue and run them down.
Right, you guys, come and stand up there. Thranduil, Legolas, you deal with the ones that are coming from that side. I have to use the melee troops. Elven warriors.
Only half the enemy. The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
Keep firing, keep firing. Now you can stop.
The enemy army flees the field. Pursue and run them down. Our men have slain the enemy general. Without him,
23 elves lost their lives today. 243 kills of Hinny-Dower as usual. Closely followed by Elven King's Guard. Oh, actually, Woodland Scouts. Well done. Well done. If you haven't noticed, the best way to try and play as the elves is If units have to die, make sure they're melee units, because your strength is your archers. Goes without saying. So melee units are unfortunately just used to soak up enemy damage and take the death. Look at them all diving to my feet. Yes, kiss my feet. Disgusting
We protect
filth.
the elven lands.
Oh, Thranduil's horse built its blacksmith. Is that was that an end turn? No, they still got 2 turns to go. I know that it's about 5 minutes shy of an hour, but I'm probably going to end there rather than do another end turn because it's all going to kick off in the next one, and I don't want to risk another hour and a half. Another reason I don't want to risk another hour and a half is I've got much better internet now, as I've said before, but that hour and a half Gondor video was nearly 30 gigabytes in size, and I don't really want to fiddle around with my files to make them smaller. What you get is directly recorded with NVIDIA's GeForce Experience, and I think it's in cracking good quality, and it normally is actually quite small sizing. And with my fast internet, it doesn't matter now anyway, because it can handle it. But that 30 gigabyte one took like all night. Now I know that previously, with my older internet, my videos used to take all night anyway. Like 1 gigabyte would take 1 hour, and it did do 30 gigabytes in about 6 hours, which is actually pretty damn good for upload speeds. But still, it was a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. That's why it wasn't released at 8 o'clock. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been releasing every video each day at 8 AM in the morning English time. And this one wasn't. But anyway, that will end today's episode, the Woodland Realm. The next episode was going to be us chipping further away at the mighty empire that is currently Dol Guldur. This is why you need to rush them. This is why you rush them. This one is going to be even more of a slog, and pretty soon Anduin are either going to be non-existent or going to be wiped away. And we're going to have to defend west, east, and south. Because Dale are doing sod all. They're abandoning us. Let's just totally forget the fact that we came and saved you when Smaug destroyed your city. And here we are now, and you're just leaving us to die. Well, screw you. The dwarves, however, are actually helping in a twist to the tale. The dwarves are our only real hope that the Misty Mountains aren't going to overwhelm our western side. But I welcome a challenge, especially with the elves. Especially with elves who are making money. So let's all see how it goes in the next episode. And of course, stay tuned this afternoon at 8 PM, rather than 8 AM GMT, for the next, and I think last, quarterfinal. When is this going up? Wednesday. Yeah, the last quarterfinal match. So you'll know who the finals are all between. But until we speak again, dear friends, Navar Naden Pedimad Melonin, Berio Irefenen Alflen, and farewell.